So hopefully, if most of you guys have been watching my channel for the past couple months, you've actually started to understand how to book appointments. But the biggest bottleneck I see actually most of you guys struggle with now is show up rate. So the reason why prospects aren't showing up to your calls is because of one, authority, and two, familiarity. So obviously them not knowing who the fuck you are. So besides that, that's what we're going to be covering in this video. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Kihua. I still have an agency that actually works for car detailing guys, and then I also help agency owners on the side kind of scale up their stuff as well. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we need to cover is touch points. If you are calling your prospects possibly once, in between the appointment being booked and the sales call actually happening, you are fucking retarded. Genuinely. You need to have multiple fucking touch points in between the appointment being booked and the actual sales call. So yeah, this could include emails, texts, obviously calls, but what you should be doing immediately after the appointment is booked is sending a personalized voice memo from your iPhone, and then after sending that initial voice note, which is really fucking important, establishes almost like a human aspect to the whole thing. It's not like robotic, like an automated text message. Then you want to find your prospect on Instagram and give them a follow and also shoot them a voice note on there as well. Something that I was actually having my appointment setters do was make a group chat every time they book someone in for me with me and the prospect on Instagram, and they would shoot an introductory voice note in, and then I would shoot an introductory voice note in as well. So those are kind of the touch points you guys need to be looking for. Obviously, having email reminders and text reminders and Calendly is good, but having personalized ones is even better. Obviously, you can figure out a way to actually automate this, and one of the ways that I'm actually going to be talking about is using a software called BlueSend later in this video. Now, before we get into BlueSend and how powerful this software is, which is a lot of fucking sauce that I'm giving to you guys in this video, we need to talk about authority and social proof. Now, before the actual call, you need to be having a backend VSL sent out to these prospects every single time. Now, a backend VSL is fairly simple. It is just a VSL that is shot out to the prospect before the call. That's all it is. That's fairly simple, right? A video of you explaining kind of what you do and expectations for the call, making sure that they're not going to be fucking driving or in the middle of a job when they join up, and that they're actually sitting in a nice, quiet environment. You need to establish things you want to actually, happen on the sales call before the sales call even happens, like, having all the decision makers there. Very fucking important. You want to have all decision makers present on the call. So you want to establish that in the backend VSL. Same with also, just making sure they're in a good, quiet environment. They're not fucking driving. They actually know that, the people you want to work with, have to put down some sort of commitment. You can say that. You don't have to say upfront fee on the VSL. And then on top of that, most important thing you need to have on this VSL is a fuck ton of social proof. A lot of fucking social proof. You guys should have like 6 or 7 testimonials on this VSL. And then under the VSL, let's just say you guys could possibly put like a diagram up. Let's just say this is the VSL, like the video. Underneath this, maybe you could have some news articles that you actually featured in. Underneath that, then you could have testimonial 1, testimonial 2, testimonial 3, testimonial 4. You literally want the VSL, small amounts of social proof, maybe like a little bit of copy, and then just a fucking ton of it. Just all the way down to the bottom. It should almost be like an endless scroll of social proof. If you can do that, then you're going to win. And they're going to show up to the call because they're going to think that you're very fucking important and that you are a real company and not just some fucking kid in a college dorm room trying to sell them on some bullshit marketing, right? At the very bottom, that's when you can actually possibly add some copy. So the third thing that is fairly fucking important is psychological triggers, right? Obviously, we already talked about calendar reminders, touch points, and actually having good social proof. But the third thing is actually possibly creating a little bit of urgency and also possibly rewarding them for hopping on the call. So this could include, a free training if they join up on the call, or maybe a free script, a sales script. For me, I literally say that they'll get $1,500 in free added value if they join up on the call. Now, that is basically a pricing structure that I give them for free if they join, if they ask for it. Obviously, if they don't ask for it, I'm not going to give it to them. A sales script that they'll get for free, and then also a sales framework that they should follow every single time they're talking to a ceramic coating lead. And I give that to them all for free if they ask for it when they join up on the call. And in my opinion, that is possibly around, $1,000 to $1,500 worth of free value, because they can make a lot more than $1,500 with these 3 assets that I'm giving them for free if they join up on the call. Another thing is just saying that there's limited spots within your program. You have 5 spots left, 10 spots left, 3 spots left. And if they actually want to claim this offer, if they want to, claim the area, then they should book into the call ASAP to see if their area is already taken. So yeah, you kind of just want to use a little bit of scarcity and urgency also just to get them on the call and make sure that they're going to show. Now, another very important thing that you guys need to be doing no matter what is same-day bookings. Same-day bookings are fucking key. Do not do 3 days out. Do not do 4 days out. Do not do 5 days out. Max 2 days. Max. That is like the very farthest you should go. Always get them on the call the same day the appointment has been booked. If you do that, they will show no matter what. If you do 3 to 4 days out, your show rate's gonna fucking drop. I'm just telling you that right now. Now, the fourth thing is you need to get them a little bit like invested into the actual program before the call. So obviously I talk about, shooting out that backend VSL, but kind of force it down their throat. When you call them up to confirm them, let's just say an hour before the call, you want to just remind them to watch that backend VSL. Or ask them if they've watched the mandatory pre-call video. If they say no, tell them to watch it. Say it's fairly important that they watch it before the call. Say that it just talks about, why you're featured in Fox News. Boom, that's gonna intrigue them, you know what I mean? It's like, if you can try to get them pre-invested into your products, or service, then it's gonna make them way more likely to show up to the call. So just kind of force that backend VSL down their throat and possibly do a little bit, of background research on them. Let's just say you check out their Instagram and they recently went to like a fucking basketball game, right? Or something like that. Talk to them about that. Real quick, just mention it. And they'll be like, wow, this guy actually did a little bit of research on me. That means he's actually kind of intrigued in what I do. He's actually serious about talking to me. He's not just like these other guys just trying to sell me on bullshit. He looked at my Instagram, he saw this, he's mentioning this. It's just like a cognitive heuristic that you're kind of picking in their mind, in a sense. And then, like I said, you could do voice notes, which is fairly important. But another thing you can do, which is now like readily available for everybody, is just using videos as well that can automatically be sent out to the client. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, like, how the fuck do you automatically send out a video to someone before the call? There's a software that I mentioned in the beginning of this video called BlueSend. Now, if you guys look up BlueSend is pretty fucking cracked. It's like all the reminders and automations you could think of with one blue texts, and it just uses like iMessage software in a sense. So basically, it also integrates over Go High Level as well. Every single time a client, or you actually get a booked appointment, it will automatically, let's just say if you set this up correctly, send out a voice note to this person, completely personalized, or a automatic video, like just a selfie video, which is fucking cracked. So BlueSend is slightly expensive. I believe they're charging possibly around 1K per month right now, but it's highly fucking leverage. It's so high leverage. Like, I recommend you guys use this 100%. I mean, we're using it here. Marco's using it as well. Zeke's using it, and it is fucking cracked. So I highly recommend every single person that's watching this, use BlueSend, please. This shit is so fucking cracked. If you have the funds, if not, then just do this yourself. Manually send out the voice notes, manually send a fucking selfie video. But remember, the reason people aren't showing up to your calls is because they don't fucking think you're important, or they just don't know who the fuck you are and just aren't very familiar with you. This is why we need to use 1, backend VSL, 2, multiple fucking touch points, 3, possibly a little bit of urgency to push them into the call, and then 4, leveraging softwares that can actually help out with all of those genuinely, which BlueSend is by far possibly the best one that I've seen on the market so far. So these are all the strategies that will actually help you increase your show up rate. But the biggest thing is, don't just watch this fucking video, please. Actually implement everything I'm telling you right now. Like, don't just watch this and skip to the next and tap on the thing that's gonna pop down. Go implement all this shit right now if you're actually serious about using it. Because what I used to do is I used to always just watch videos like these and just fuck off and not do anything whatsoever. And then you're just stuck in a fucking cycle of mental masturbation. You're not gonna get anywhere. So watch this video, implement everything I just said, and I guarantee your show up rate will increase. But besides that, it's fairly simple. These are all of the fucking strategies that we're currently using right now at, KD Digital. Obviously, my old agency name was Auto Revenue. You guys can look into this as well. But now that you actually know how to actually, get guys to show up, you need to know how to fucking close these guys. And that's why I have an entire video. It's going to be up here. That's actually gonna break down my entire fucking sales process for you guys for free. But don't watch it until you're done implementing everything here. But guys, if you got any sort of value from watching this video, if you thought that anything I said actually, could possibly be of use to you, real quick, like the video, subscribe to the channel, possibly give me a follow on Instagram, and if you have any questions that are more in depth, shoot me a fucking message on Instagram, and I got you. So yeah, boys, I will see you in the next video.